Thank you so much. It's absolutely an honor to have been asked to stand in and give this keynote presentation. This event has been absolutely incredible. The energy, I think that we're going to see all of you in the news and changing the world in the future. So, I mean, way to go. Give yourself another round of applause. That was really, really great. I think one takeaway we can have from this presentation from this event is that hunger is a complex issue. However, the solutions don't have to be complex. So I'm here to talk about a simple solution to help malnutrition around the planet. This is a picture of Angkor Wat in Cambodia in front of a rice field. And basically, it's to symbolize that throughout history, hunger has been a defining factor in society. It keeps life, it's created friendship, and it started wars. And so there's a quote I found that I think really sums that up, which is, we need to put an end to hunger and poverty that lead to social unrest and revolution. This was said by John Boyd Orr, the first Director General of the FAO. What's incredible is this was said in 1949. However, 65 years later, hunger still exists. This is a map that's been provided by the World Food Program highlighting hunger rates around the world. As you can see, it's a global issue predominantly impacting the developing world. The incredibly frustrating thing is this map looked very similar in 1949. So why haven't we made a difference? But another problem with this map is it masks a deeper, serious problem. It only highlights those who are in abject poverty, the 805 million people around the planet. But it does not reflect those living with hidden hunger in our communities and abroad, especially those suffering from malnutrition, like iron deficiency, which impacts 3.5 billion people. So half of the planet is suffering from this condition. In Copenhagen, every 4 years, a group of economists get together and discuss world issues. And every time they get together, they have indicated that the #1 challenge facing the world in terms of health and economy is iron deficiency. They've estimated it's a $70 billion loss on the global GDP every year. And the frustrating piece is that we have the technology to be successful. So iron deficiency has symptoms that range from dizziness and fatigue, but they can range to death. Current prevention and control mechanisms range from various things, but they're simply not working. The best way of improving someone's nutrition is obviously improving their diet. However, there's a cost of this, especially if you're living in poverty, access to food, and cultural interpretations of diet and understanding nutrition. There's fortified foods, so like grain and flour and rice. However, these are, again, expensive and not consistently available. And iron supplementation, the most common treatment for iron deficiency, like pills and powders. However, these are, again, expensive and have some negative side effects, and so the compliance rates are very low. So despite the international efforts and by identifying iron deficiency as a serious global problem, iron deficiency rates have increased every year since the year 2000. So why are these international efforts failing? The options are expensive, as I've said. They depend on a handout model, just giving someone something and expecting them to use it. They're not culturally sensitive in understanding why someone may not want to use it. They're not constantly available, especially in rural communities. And as I said, they can have side effects like gastronomical issues, dizziness, stomach aches. So we need a simple, affordable solution for this global problem. And that's why I want to introduce you to my Valentine today, the lucky ironfish. So as you can see, lucky ironfish looks very simple, looks like a piece of metal, fits in the palm of my hand, but it's actually so much more. So how does the ironfish work and what does it do? Well, if you're boiling soup or boiling your drinking water, simply put the fish in the pot, add some citrus, boil it for 10 minutes, and this can release up to 75% of your daily required iron intake. And not only that, it improves both your circulating and stored levels of iron and reduces anemia. One fish can last for over 5 years and will benefit the whole family. And a fun little side note is to let the family know when the fish is ready to be recycled, the smile fades away. So when your fish isn't happy, you have to get a new one. No, that's not the best part, so don't worry. But so why is it shaped like a fish? So when the project started, it was actually a disc. However, why would you cook with a disc for a condition you didn't understand? It made no sense. So it failed. We had a terrible compliance rate. But after some research, it was discovered that the symbol of fish is a symbol of luck and prosperity in Cambodia. So households felt if they cooked with the fish, it would make their household lucky. When they started feeling better and when they stopped passing out and were being healthier, they attributed this to the luck of the fish. And so that's how the lucky iron fish was born. We have a threefold competitive advantage. We're effective at what we do, we've been accepted in the communities, and we're affordable. So we've done 2 clinical trials with a third one on the way and published our findings. And after 1 year, we saw a significant increase of iron levels in the blood. We also reduced anemia in the test regions by half. As acceptable, so as I said, the major current treatment is iron pills. Compliance rate for iron pills ranges from 32 to 45%. That's not very high. The iron fish has a compliance rate of over 90%, making it a much more effective, usable solution. And it's affordable. Iron supplements on average in Cambodia cost $30 per person per year, where the iron fish only costs $8, will benefit the whole family, and will last for 5 years. If we were to look at that at an aggregate level for an aid agency, let's say the World Food Program, if they were to purchase iron supplements for all of the children in need in Cambodia, that would cost $500 million for 5 years. If that same agency purchased a fish, which would benefit the whole family for 5 years, it would only cost $2.4 million. That is a massive reduction in that aid agency's budget that they can then dedicate that money to solving other problems. But beyond our competitive advantage is our social impact, and this is really where my passion comes in. I'm a strong believer that businesses have the ability to change the world. And that's why I'm committed to having a social element in every aspect of the lucky iron fish. So it's produced locally in Cambodia out of recycled material, creating an income in the region and also having an environmental impact. Our packaging is made from biodegradable material, recycled palm leaf. And it's made by a cooperative in Cambodia that hires disabled Cambodians. Many of them are landmine victims from the landmines left from the Khmer Rouge. This packaging is used both in Cambodia and internationally, which I'll talk about in a second. We hire local Cambodians to do our training, distribution, and sales, and we provide scholarships to graduate students to conduct research in furthering our understanding of the lucky iron fish in Cambodia. We partner with aid agencies and hospitals to get the fish to those who need it the most. So in North America, and soon to be internationally, you can buy the fish on our website for $25. Buying one for yourself will give one to a family in need in Cambodia. So when you buy one, we put a fish in a fish tank, and then we give them out to a hospital, the Sihanouk Hospital of Hope. And they then can do the training and follow-ups for these families. We also provide educational support to help families understand nutrition as a whole, dispel myths about iron deficiency, and of course encourage the use of the lucky iron fish. So as you can see, we have a social element in every aspect of how we do business. And this is how we achieve our mission of improving both the health and the wealth of the communities that we're engaged in. We operate with a blended financial model. So when I founded the company, I was torn. Do we do a philanthropic NGO, nonprofit, or do we make it a for-profit? And I believe and made the decision that as a for-profit, we're poised to be more sustainable, have more scalability, and can help see a fish go in every pot around the planet. And so we are a viable investment. Our first round, which just closed this year, we raised $1 million in equity investment, $500,000 coming from a grant agency, Grand Challenges Canada, which is funded by the federal government. And we're working with an internal valuation figure at $2.3 million. So not only are we helping people, but we're doing so in a sustainable way that's rewarding those who invest and believe in us. And we feel that through these efforts, we're going to see a fish in every pot and get rid of iron deficiency around the planet. So thank you very much for taking the time to listen about us, and I encourage you to learn more from our website.